Well, you weren't expected to find this video, were you? Yes, indeed. Yeah, this video is happening despite the fact that I did say I wasn't gonna do a Grizzly Talks football video until the draft, but all of a sudden, NBA playoffs are starting today, as in the play-in rounds, but still, playoffs are playoffs, am I right? So while we are waiting for the NFL draft to start in Green Bay on the 24th of April, I might as well give out my NBA playoff predictions. Welcome to a special episode of Grizzly Talks Football. I know, it's not a football, it's a basketball video, so wouldn't it be Grizzly Talks Basketball? Well, no. I'm not gonna make a whole new series on that. I'm not gonna focus all on basketball, baseball, hockey, all that stuff. Focusing on football, but just for the playoffs' sake, I might as well just do the playoffs predictions now. At the time of recording this is at almost 2 p.m. Eastern. It'll be like about 6 hours until the NBA play-in games start. So I'm hoping to get this video out before the play-in game starts so that you know what my predictions are before the fact. I don't want to do it after the fact, if you know what I mean. Anyways, make sure you check the link in the description for the entire playlist so you don't miss a single one of those episodes when they come out, and be able to have that for all of the previous episodes of this season of Grizzly Talks Football. Also, don't forget to hit the red subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single one of my videos. Without further ado, let's get to the NBA playoff predictions. Here we go, NBA playoffs, courtesy of PlayoffPredictors.com. Very easy site to access if you're trying to find out key scenarios for your favorite team's chances of making the playoffs. And as you can see on the left, those my team, the Utah Jazz, with the worst record in the NBA. Great. Let's try to get Cooper Flag this year. But you know the NBA draft lottery sucks, so we're probably going to get like the 3rd overall pick or something like that, which is going to suck. But anyways, let's get straight to the predictions. Starting with the Western Conference, first up we have the Golden State Warriors, who just lost to the Clippers on Sunday, and they are playing the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies are a team that's easily slept on. John Maria has been killing it for the Memphis Grizzlies. Whoa, don't take it too personally. Don't give the wrong idea about what I meant by that. But anyways, he's been doing his thing on the Grizzlies, getting buckets, and pretty much that's about it. It's pretty much just been Ja and Ja along with Jaren Jackson Jr. But I gotta say, I think Golden State's going to win this game over Memphis. Basically because since they lost that game to the Clippers on Sunday, that's the best case scenario for Golden State, because if they would have won and had to face the LA Lakers, that's a bad matchup for Golden State. So now that they lost and they're in the play-in, they have a chance of getting the 7th seed and being able to face the inexperienced 2 seed Houston Rockets. Honestly, I feel like whoever wins that 7-8 matchup in the West is probably going to the 2nd round, more than likely. Nothing against Houston, but y'all are inexperienced, and it's not looking good for y'all. Also in the West, we have the 9-10 matchup. We have Sacramento against Dallas. No, not Dallas Cowgirls, the Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks has an injured team. Sacramento, they've been very interesting. I feel like even with all that talent on Sacramento, the fact that they fired their coach for some stupid reason, I feel like they have just gone down in production. Like, they've been underwhelming. It's the same thing with the Grizzlies too. They fired the winningest head coach in their history for no damn reason, just to find themselves in the play-in tournament. The same reason I'm picking Golden State, the head coaching situation, I'm picking Dallas to beat Sacramento. Anthony Davis is out there, he's back. He should be able to really get it done along with Klay Thompson. I feel like Kyrie Irving is better when he doesn't play, but he is injured, so that's kind of good for Dallas. But, you know, I'm no basketball fan shenanigans, so I don't understand really about this entire sport because, you know, the refereeing sucks. That's all I know. Moving on to the East, we got the 7-8 matchup of the Orlando Magic going against the Atlanta Hawks. Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner against Trae Young and Dyson Daniels. Probably the most interesting matchup of the entire play-in games, other than the second round matchups. We'll get to that very soon. Like, even with Trae Young being an all-star and Dyson Daniels turning into a very good future piece in the Atlanta's playoff run, I don't know, man. This Magic team, they're an experienced team, Hawks are not. I mean, the Hawks did get to the play-in tournament and got the number one pick, but I feel like the Magic have already been battle tested. Atlanta does have another chance at getting the 8 seed, but I don't see them beating the Magic at all. I don't know, it's just something about that Magic team that just makes me go, that team could make a run if the cards fall right. But at the end of the day, it's really who wants to lose, because pretty much Boston is going to beat whoever wins this matchup, because they're so freaking good. So Magic, congratulations, you're going to get the prize of getting shut down by the Celtics. And then we got the 9 versus 10. Chicago Bulls versus Miami Heat. I was honestly thinking the loss of Jimmy Butler was going to hinder the Heat's progress, but they made the play-in tournament. Can't get mad at that, but the Eastern Conference is kind of weak when you don't include Cavaliers, Celtics, and Knicks. As for who I feel like I'm going to take, I think I may have to take the Miami Heat right now. They're a hot team at the moment. I know Josh Giddey and Kobe White are doing their thing, but I think they're going to get surprised early by 10 seed Miami. I know they're winless against Chicago this season, but, you know, I feel like 4th time's going to be the charm for Miami. And that takes us to the 8 seed matchups. First up in the West, Mavericks versus Grizzlies. Wouldn't it be poetic to see Dallas beat Memphis and set up a rematch from last year's second round matchup, except without Luka Doncic? I still cannot believe Memphis fired their coach. That was a major mistake. In that case, Dallas is going to beat Memphis and take the 8th seed and face the Thunder. I'm going to try to go quick through these. Heat against Hawks. This is kind of tough. I feel like Miami's got a good shot right now, but, you know, Heat, they got a lot of pieces around them, but Atlanta's looking like a good team right now that will get the 8th seed. They got a scorer, Trae Young. They got some defense in Dyson Daniels and that front court. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Unless Miami's bench can put up some points, I feel like Atlanta's got the best chance at winning this game and getting the 8th seed to play the Cleveland Swagalies. The swag is back at Cleveland, huh? And that takes us to the actual first round of the NBA playoffs. Kicking this round off, we're going to go to the 1 versus 8 in the Western Conference. Thunder versus Mavs. Keep in mind, Mavs don't have Luka. He's on the Lakers. How this series is going to go? I feel like Oklahoma City is going to take the first 2 games at home. Then they travel to Dallas and split the series. I don't care really how it goes. And then Thunder win Game 5 to win the series and move on to the second round again. Shea is a phenomenal player. They got great youth around him. You got Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, all those great young players out there that now have some playoff experience. Don't be surprised if the Thunder make a run to the conference finals this year. Next up, we got the 4 versus 5 with the Nuggets playing the LA Clippers. I think this series is going to be very, very interesting. Like, this is going to be weird. Because somehow Kawhi is healthy now, along with James Harden. They're going against Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic, who I feel like is going to win the MVP. It's really just a 2-horse race between Nikola and Shea, but I think it's going to be Shea, but I hope it's Jokic. With that triple-double in the entire season, averaging a triple-double the entire season, my goodness. Let me tell you, it's not easy to get 30 points a game, but it's even harder to get a triple-double average one throughout the entire season. That's impressive. But as you know, NBA likes to hand the MVP out to the best player on the best team. That was the case with Giannis, and that's going to be the case with this year with Shea and the Oklahoma City Thunder. But let's get back on track with this Clippers-Nuggets series. I think the first 2 games in Denver is going to be split. Same goes for at LA. Then Nuggets win, Clippers win, and in Game 7, I think the Clippers get the best of Denver in the 7th game series. It really just came down to the fact that Denver fired their head coach for no damn reason either. What's up with these NBA teams firing their coaches before the playoffs? Like, Nuggets fired Michael Malone 3 games before the NBA playoffs started. What a mistake. Like, there was no reason given. Like, no off the court issues, no losing in the locker room. I mean, that was a rumor, but it's just a rumor, right? And then he just got canned for no damn reason. I think that just turned Denver into a first-rounded team at the hands of the Clippers. Alright, so we got the LA Lakers taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let me be honest with you, this was a bad draw for LA. I think this is going to a 7-game series. I think the same thing is going to happen. Lakers and Timberwolves split, and LA and Minnesota. And then in games 5 and 6, I'm going to say Lakers win, Timberwolves win, both at home. And in game 7, oh boy, this is going to be a little tough one. I don't think this is actually how the games are going to go. I wish they would have just let us pick the winner, but then choose how many games they're going to win in. That would be my guess. But in the end, I think the Timberwolves are going to stun the LA Lakers in LA. Obviously, it was a bad draw for the Lakers to get the Timberwolves as an opponent. And Lakers do have LeBron and Doncic, but I think as time progresses, that 2020 bubble ring is becoming more and more fake as we speak. I think LeBron's going to get first-rounded again. Like, they got Luka Doncic as well, along with Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect. But Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards, the future is now for Minnesota. And they were in the conference finals last year. Why would they not make a run this year? Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding with y'all. Lakers win that series. I'm just joking with ya. The fact that they lost Karl Anthony Towns was actually kind of a disaster for Minnesota. They were one of the best teams with Cat, but now that he's gone, it's like they're good, but they're not as good as they used to be. And the final series in the Western Conference is the Golden State Warriors at the 7th seed against the Houston Rockets as the 2 seed. Here's my analysis. I think the Rockets and Warriors are going to split the games in Houston. Warriors are actually going to win in Golden State, in Oakland. And then Rockets win Game 5, Warriors win Game 6 to win the series in 6 games. I think the Rockets have a great future ahead of them, but it's just not their time yet. Like, Golden State, they're known to make some deep runs. Well, as a low seed to get to the second round. And when they do get a high seed, they make some runs. But this year, I see it no different. Steph, as much as I hate him, is a great shooter. Draymond is out there as well. Then you got Jimmy Butler as well also. And, oh man, it's going to be tough for Houston to be able to get out of that series with a win. Of all the high seeds that are into 4-5, I think the Houston Rockets have the lowest chance of making it to the second round in the Western Conference. And now moving on to the Eastern Conference, we got the 1 versus 8 Cavaliers versus Hawks. Cleveland's going to win both of the first 2 games at home. Hawks and Cavs will split, and then Cavs win in 5. Atlanta's got a little good future going on with Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, and Okongwu. But Cleveland's just way too good right now. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Jared Allen, they got 2 or 3 former All-Stars. Then they also got Mobley, I believe he's an All-Star, or maybe he's an All-NBA candidate, I don't know. But Cavaliers got some depth. I don't think Atlanta stands a chance against the 1 seed Swagalies. Up next, we got the Pacers against the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, I did hear that Damian Lillard is expected to play in this series. So, this could be interesting, But the fact that Giannis is injured, I don't know. Maybe Bucks win a game, maybe they don't. But I see Indiana winning, Bucks and Pacers splitting, Pacers winning 5. I just can't take the Bucks without Giannis. And especially after they traded Chris Middleton? Ooh, that doomed him. Don't get me wrong, Damian Lillard is still an all-star level player. But the fact that he has some injuries going on in Milwaukee, it's not looking good for the Bucks whatsoever. The Pacers, on the other hand, with Miles Turner, Tyrese Halliburton, and Pascal Siakam, if they could stun the Cleveland Cavaliers after they beat the Bucks, they could turn some heads. Obviously, they won't be able to beat Boston if they make it to the conference finals, but if they could stun Cleveland, that'll be a good notch on their resume. Moving on to what I believe is the most interesting series in this entire first round. 6-seed Pistons against the 3-seed New York Knicks. Knicks are a playoff team again? Like, for a couple years straight now? Are we in 2013? Obviously, I'm kidding, but here we go with Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns going against Cade Cunningham and his squad. Obviously, their coach is a great one. Like, honestly, I do respect him for what he said about the officiating against Oklahoma City. Like, honestly, that was a badly officiated game, but let's be honest, most of the games in the NBA nowadays are badly officiated. As for how I think the series is going to go, surprisingly, I think New York and Detroit are going to split in New York, then they split in Detroit. Then I think the away teams win in games 5 and 6, meaning this is going to be a game 7. Here's my reason for why I think this is going to be a 7-game series. Cade is so much better this year than he was in his past couple seasons combined, let's be honest. Do I think he's going to have enough firepower to be able to get the Pistons past the Knicks in game 7? No, I do not believe so. Obviously, the Pistons are way too experienced, but I think Detroit's going to give New York a good series. I feel like New York is going to have a lot of momentum riding on Game 6, heading into Game 7, and they're going to just put the series to bed. And now we got the Celtics against the Magic, the 2 versus 7 in the final series of the first round. Boston's just way too good. They win this series. Is it going to be a sweep? Like, they do sweep the 2-game series in Boston, of course. In Orlando, I think Boston is going to win Game 3, Magic wins Game 4, and Celtics win Game 5 going back to Boston. I'm debating between whether this is going to be a sweep or a 5-game series because, unfortunately for Orlando, they can make the series competitive. I see them getting it at most to 6 games. But Boston's just way too good. They got too much depth, too many deadly shooters. Peyton Pritchard. There is another guy that I forgot about. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Derek White, of course. Like, this squad is loaded. And now we're moving on to the conference semifinals. First up, Thunder against the Clippers. Thunder sweep in OKC. LA Clippers split the series. I think the Clippers do not beat the Thunder in OKC. I see this being another 5-game series win for the Thunder. Kawhi and James, like, their age is getting the better of them, but they're still good players, so they could put this series to 6 games, maybe 7. But OKC, coming off a playoff experience, you know, last year when they got the 1 seed, and they made it all the way to the conference semifinals. I say all the way because I don't want them to turn into the Utah Jazz. Please don't. But I think that OKC is now more battle-tested. I see them making a big run to potentially the NBA Finals. Don't get me wrong, LA Clippers are a good team as well, but they're not on OKC's level. I know what you're thinking. Why the hell did you make this series? Lakers versus Warriors in the conference semifinals. This is not how I hope this series is going to go down. I'm hoping that it's something different. I'm hoping that either it's Wolves Warriors or Lakers Rockets, but this is just how the NBA is going to get their ratings up. And you know what they say, when you get your ratings up, you're going to get a lot of moolah, a lot of cash. As for how I think this series is going to go, I think the Lakers are going to win in 6 games. Win in LA, sweep. Yeah, like LA is going to win in LA all 3 games in LA. Warriors are going to win games 3 and 4 in Oakland, but then the Lakers steal one on the road to win the series in 6. This is probably the best potential for a 7-game series of all 4 of these series if this happens. Lakers versus Warriors, in my opinion, is a classic. You know, you got LeBron versus Steph Curry. Now it's LeBron and Luka versus Steph and Draymond. Sipnewski and Butler are great players on the Warriors too, but, you know, LeBron's just got that clutch gene, and he's going to use that throughout this entire series. But Steph does have a clutch gene as well, so this series could literally go either way. Next up, we got the Pacers going against the Cleveland Swagalias. This is a 5-game series in favor of Cleveland. Let's be honest. Like, Indiana's good, but Cleveland is just so much better. In all honesty, my 3 contenders for an NBA championship are the Thunder, Cavaliers, and Boston Celtics. That's it. But if a surprising team makes the NBA Finals, good for them. As for Indiana, yeah, no chance. And last but not least, we got the Boston versus New York Knicks series, 2 versus 3. And yes, I think it is going to be a chalk for the Eastern Conference. As far as this series goes, this can make this 5 or 6 games. I think Knicks and Celtics are going to split in New York, Celtics sweep in Boston. But then in Game 5, New York's Knicks steal 1. Then Celtics win on the road to win in 6. Obviously, it could be the other way around with New York sweeping in New York until Game 6. But I still think Boston's going to win it at most 6 games. New York is definitely better than last year, but they're not good enough to beat the Celtics, the former NBA champions, should I say. Conference Finals time. Here we go, starting with Thunder Lakers. I think LeBron and Luka are going to make this a competitive series, but I think this is going to be in 6 games. I know I would love to put it in 7 games for all the memes, but I think this is going to be ending in 6 games. Thunder is going to get a hot start with a 2-0 record at home, and then games 3-4, Lakers sweep in LA. Then the Thunder win the last 2 games to make the NBA Finals. Lakers have a good squad, like arguably a little better, but honestly they're a little worse than they were last year without Anthony Davis, holding the fort on the defensive side. But I know why the Lakers needed to trade for another superstar. They weren't getting anywhere with LeBron and AD as a duo, so why not try the LeBron-Luka experiment? You just can't stop Shea, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, and all that OKC Thunder nonsense. Like, you can only do so much to OKC, but OKC's just going to punch you right in the mouth. And as for the Eastern Conference, 1 versus 2, Cavs versus Celtics. This is what everybody is expecting the Eastern Conference Finals to be. Here's how I think it's going to go. I believe the series is going to get split in Cleveland. Boston will sweep in Boston. Cavs win Game 5. Cavs win Game 6, stealing it on the road in Boston. And in Game 7 in Cleveland, I think the Celtics win in 7. Let's be honest, I think Boston-Cleveland has a better chance of going in 7 games than Thunder and Lakers, just based on how bad the Lakers have been down, ever since that bubble ring. But as for the Eastern Conference Finals, Cleveland, they are really good. Boston's really good. It really just comes down to who's better. I think in this case, Boston's going to beat Cleveland and make their 2nd straight NBA Finals and their 3rd in 4 years. Which now takes us to the final series of this video. The NBA Finals, number 1 out of the West, OKC Thunder, versus number 2 out of the East, Boston Celtics. This is going to be good. Here's my prediction. Thunder win Game 1. Celtics win Game 2 in OKC. Celtics win Game 3. Thunder win Game 4. Thunder win Game 5. Celtics win Game 6 to force Game 7. And in the final moments, Celtics hang the banner number 19. I am absolutely hoping that OKC finally wins a ring. I wish they would have done that with Westbrook and Kevin Durant and James Harden. That's how I feel like it should have been. But you can't always have everything you want, right? Hey, an unexpected NBA championship, I guess, is better than an expected NBA championship just to fail, right? This series would be competitive. It would be fire. I know Lakers, Celtics would be fire too, but this one might be better. You got arguably the best team in the league, the Boston Celtics, against the best team in the league in terms of record, the OKC Thunder. That would be an absolutely competitive series. Get ready for all the drama, all the chaos, all the BS refereeing, and get ready for some heartbreak, some excitement, some cheering, some crying, and some great basketball. These are my NBA playoffs predictions. See you in the playoffs. Good luck with your playoff brackets, and that is all that I have. That is going to do it for this episode of Grizzly Talks Football, a very special episode indeed. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you give this video a like. Make sure you hit that red subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you do not miss a single one of my videos. Be sure to check the full playlist as well in the description. And until next time, this is the Grizz, and I'm signing off for now. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!